All right. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? So we are going to go ahead and go again with a weekly analysis on Forex, and we're going to do one crypto. We can do a couple more crypto pairs. Let's go ahead and do a little weekly analysis of what I'm looking for this week. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the dollar index. Looking on a weekly perspective, right now we have seen that price has been in this big old uptrend. Oh my goodness, that's cool. Been in a big uptrend. We have, in a way, made a little schematic. We have created equal highs up here on the weekly. We broke those highs up here with this this high right here. My tool didn't come out, and then down here as well, we broke structure. Broke structure down there. This is weekly outlet, so this is big old picture right now. But this is just kind of like you guys understand Wyckoff. This is, you have your buying climax, your automatic reversal, you have your test, you have sign of weakness, you have a QTAD or UT, sign of weakness, test. Didn't this move right here didn't break this high, so price is selling it at the moment. We have right at the moment we have ran into a area of demand. If I zoom in right here, we have, I apologize, this last down candle right here, or for the up move that has yet to be mitigated on the weekly time frame. So this is a point of interest. If we actually come out here, price taps into this zone on a weekly basis. Price had never, though we had a breakage structure down here and we never broke this high, this move right here failed to break this low. So at the moment, I can start to form a bias of me having a bias of the dollar possibly being bullish from this area we have tapped in. We wicked out of it just a little bit, but we still, we didn't break this overall structure. Maybe this wick down here, there were some more demand areas in there that had to be filled. So this was that wick possibly. So we have that, but you also have this last down up move right here that was mitigated as well. So we are breaking structure to the upside. We have a breakage structure right here. Oops, one moment, wrong tool. Oh my goodness, don't mind that. So we have a breakage structure of these highs. Price is trading higher. We are currently in this last down to up candle, and I'm going to include the wick because this wick wicked out the last down candle. So this is my point of interest for the moment for the dollar. Price has broken through the open of this overall demand zone. So my next point of interest to start forming a bias of a bullish dollar is going to be at the 50% level of this overall demand zone. So this is my overall bias right now. From a weekly time frame, we can go ahead and move to a daily time frame and see a little more clear price action. We have this. Oh, let's go. This last overall down to up move. This is the last down candle for the up move. Price mitigated right here. Took out a little bit more lows in this area. Mitigated these lows right into this last down the up move. As you guys can see that. So price has been steadily breaking structure to the upside, right? We have breaks, break, a test of this demand zone. We have a break. Price accumulated right here, made another high, breaking structure even over here. So we're looking pretty bullish. So seeing these overall breaks of structures and how these demand zones are holding on this way up. It's you know, helping me gain more confluence on my overall bias of being bullish on the dollar. So we have this refinement right here of where I want to look on the daily, and I'm going to go ahead and move down to the 4 hour as well. So I'm going to take a look at price. From 4 hour standpoint, you know, you still see that we are breaking structure. We took out those lows just right here to move higher. We broke structure right here. Tested this overall, this last down to up move, this last overall down to up move when we broke and we retested this zone and we are moving higher. You have another break right here. You have this overall down to up move. Price is steadily wanting to go up. So this is also all good signs of me wanting to have a bullish bias. And if I want to look, let's go ahead and refine this just some more. So on this way up from price, after this last, you know, this last down up move, price has been breaking structure. There are some areas of demand that I would like to see possibly mitigated. You have this area right here that looks like it's being tested right now, actually. The price is in there. Let's go ahead and take a look. Right, okay. So price looks like it's testing this area right now. We'll see how it holds up. Excuse me. We have, you know, we have a breakdown in price, a big drop in price. You know, maybe you can call this a selling climax right here. Your automatic arrival, secondary test, another test. This could be secondary test in B if you're looking at it from a Wyckoff standpoint. And honestly, I'm going to see how price holds up in this area. If we do get a schematic forming, this could be your, you know, a test, and I would like to see, you know, maybe price, you know, maybe accumulate or consolidate a little bit more in this area, and then, you know, possibly we get that spring right in this 50% level of that overall move, this overall down up move that we're still looking at to be mitigated from the 50% level. So that's also going to help with me, my overall bias of being bullish. I always do that. I apologize. Let's go back to where we were. Oh man, didn't I save? Okay. Well, that's okay. Let's go ahead and refine one more time. We were over here, I believe. I'll just go ahead and go into the daily. So once again, from the daily, we have this overall down to up move being mitigated, right? See how that holds up. Looks like it's price wants to break a little bit lower. Some areas of demand down here. Let me double check. Where do we find that last overall up down to up move? Was it on the weekly? Was it this move? I believe it was this. This is the last. This is what we were looking at before my chart got deleted. I believe that's what we had. So that's what I'm going to go with. Boom. And let's go ahead and do that as well. All right, let's go back on 4 hour. So yes, this is exactly where we were. Okay. So let's go ahead and move into price closer to the 50% level. So as price is breaking structure, you know, breaking structure, leaving, we have this area of demand that could possibly be another target. It didn't get quite tapped into the 50% or anything from this move, even though this candle right here did wick below. Maybe I'd like to see it go just a little bit lower. Somewhere just in this area, we're going to be seeing, definitely be seeing, I'm hoping to see accumulation, because not everything's going to be the way we want it to go in the market, right? But this all lines up pretty well. And if you want to look at it, even from a pattern standpoint, we do have a W pattern on this 4 hour time frame that can be identified pretty easy. Boom. There, bam. And, usually we like to see that W tested on the neckline. We never got that test. So price, continue to move up. Whatever, we're down here now. Maybe, see if possible continuation up in these areas of demand, reaching for higher prices. And let's go ahead and go back to a higher time frame and see if we can find any. I did it again. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and go look for higher time frame prices one more time. So even on the daily, definitely we'll be looking for this area right here. We do have a gap. We have a gap in price right here that never got really mitigated. So there's an imbalance right there. We have this overall, you have this last down up move right here, got mitigated. So maybe I don't want to use that one. Definitely this one that price just left behind. So if we're going to, one more time, let me draw this out. Hopefully I don't spaz out with my hand. We're going to draw that. Really get my fib. That's on my 50, right? 50. Oh, that's my fib. There's my fib. There's my fib. I'll probably use it in a little bit. Let's go ahead and go to 50. Boom. That's where we are. We have that overall area structure. We can even target, look for moves at these highs. So like that, doing that. There's structure in here that can be definitely taken out. And especially if you want to look at it, so you have, you're buying up, you have, this move, takes out these highs, breaks down, break these lows. So there's definitely going to be areas in here of supply that's going to be mitigated while going on the way up. So we can be targeting those areas. That's what I'm looking at on the dollar index. And if let's see if we can refine this one more time on the off of this. All right. I'll just do that now. Drag. I'll drag it. So definitely, oh, look at this. This is beautiful. I'll draw that out. Let's do that for now, just so you guys can see it. So now we have refined our point of interest on this move that we were looking at, right? From the week. We started on the weekly top-down analysis. So we have this last down to up move. Ugh, take that off. Last down to up move, right? Oh, I almost did it again. Boom, that's the 50 right there. We have refined that area. Go to a 4-hour. So 4-hour standpoint, see, once again, price breaking structures right here, mitigating areas of demand. There's an imbalance right here from the past, breaking up, breaking structure, returning this last, mitigating this last down up move. We have also another down up move that was mitigated, or I'm sorry, that was validated by breaking up. We have this overall move that was validated by breaking structure. So you see that price is steadily breaking structure towards the upside. So this return was refined from a weekly standpoint of this last down up move that was inside here down to 1-hour point of interest that we found of areas of demand. So this is where I'm going to be looking for the dollar to return and definitely mitigate this area. And once again, we have low taken out. You have, you know, a significant stop in price at this area. So you're seeing price, you know, from this overall down move, price is starting to, you know, finally, it's like it's slowing down a little bit while it's returning to, you know, this area, and it's falling out the sky right now. Actually, this candle right now. But you know, we're definitely expect to see, you know, hopefully some form of schematic right here, and this is going to correlate into the other pairs we're going to be looking at. So if I'm going to be forming a bullish, overall bullish bias on the dollar, you know, maybe I'll go ahead and look at EU. Then maybe I'm going to be looking with that bullish bias. I'm going to be looking for price to sell over on EU. So from a weekly standpoint, let me go ahead and before I mark up any zones. Almost did it. Ooh. All right, so boom. We have this higher time frame area of supply mitigated. Price broke down. Prices has tested this overall area. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this as my overall area because this is large down candle on the weekly. Go ahead and mark that my demand one more time. So this is what price is currently doing. And though, so before, okay, so though price overall right now may look bullish because, you know, we see that we have mitigated these lows. You know, price broke down, mitigated those lows, price broke up. Why am I here? Let's do that. Oh, and I actually can label these. So we have those highs mitigated, those lows mitigated, right? And you have more highs, you know, overall. Have these highs mitigated. Boom. So we're breaking structure. So overall, just you know, we are bullish. So it's like, wow. You know, maybe I don't want to be looking for a sell right now, but even though that we are overall bullish, there are still areas of, right? There's areas of demand that gets left behind on the way up. So I'm going to be looking for an area of price. So you definitely have this large area of supply right here. This last big up move, I'm going to include this wick because even though this is the last up candle, and this is a down candle, there is definitely areas of supply in here because of this wick is so high. And we, once again, we are on a weekly time frame, so there's definitely gonna be areas of supply in this. So I'm going to include that as an overall up move. Go ahead and look. Go ahead and use my 50% and see where we are. So prices approaching that this 50% level. You can also, you know, this, see if this is mitigated. You can also use this too. Looks like it was mitigated. So, you know, test, break down from there, test, break down a low price. So definitely going to be looking for some form of schematic in here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the daily. So price, you know, once again, we see prices breaking higher, right? Price broke higher, broke these highs. Let's go ahead and label that. Highs mitigated. Right. We do have a lot of liquidity sitting right here. So I'm just gonna mark it up because you never know what can happen. Right. I'm just gonna leave that there. Okay. Here's what we're looking right now. You know, we had a high taken out this overall supply zone. Looks like it's about to be mitigated. you have this big last down to up move, or I'm sorry, up to down move. Inside, looks like it's gonna break through, but that's okay because, you know, once again, we are still in this. Oh, this is a big supply zone on the weekly time frame. So I'm definitely not going to be looking to jump into any sales just yet. On the daily, we still are having some bullish pressure. We did have a little breakdown right here before, you know, continuing up. We can see these possibly these highs being mitigated. And let's also go ahead and look back a little bit. So as we are making this move up, as price is going up, we have lows being mitigated on the way down. Do I have a line? Boom, right? Let's go ahead and do that. Boom. So you have lows being mitigated on the way down. So this move looks good. Definitely on EU, personally, in my personal opinion. Don't take any of my advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But this sell to me, this is something that I'm going to be interested in. Where am I going to be targeting? Definitely, let's see, you know, how this overall, let's go ahead and delete that. So you have this overall down to up move inside here, this last down candle that broke, you know, this move, this down to up move broke price right here for continuation up. You also have, you know, this area right here, definitely this area right here. So there's areas to be definitely to be tested. So that's going to help me with my confluence of looking for a sell bias. So once again, on the 4 hour, we're breaking up. You can see those areas just a little bit better on the 4 hour. Oh my goodness. You don't need that. Good thing I remember where I'm at all the time. Broke this. Do that. Oh man, this is rough, huh? Boom. All right, so we got that. Let's go ahead and check my 50 of this. Just to be picky, fine. All right, so we have that. You know, one more time, our daily, we see that point of interest. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark that. Right, okay, boom. I'll leave it at that. I really like that. That looks good. Because, you know, price, even though there is, it did get mitigated. It got wicked. Boom. So this low got mitigated. Never broke structure in here. You know, came off of this overall down a move right in here. So we look, you know, we still have this bullishness, right? So I'm looking for right now, I'm looking for a sell to fill this area, this main area. So that's what we're doing. Go to the 4 hour. 4 hour time frame. There's nothing in there that really looks. You have this last up to down move. There's a big up to down move. You can draw from right here. So yeah, definitely this area is where I'm going to be looking for price to be mitigated. After we're breaking these highs, price is still looking really bullish right now on the hour, but you know, we'll see as, you know, the market opens up tomorrow. And you know, if we have news tomorrow, that we're going to be looking for that. But still, you see, there are areas of demand that still need to be mitigated. So this is all helping with my just my targets of, you know, if I do end up seeing a schematic play out right here, you know, right now we are, you know, we did form, gonna take a trend line, you know, a little bit of liquidity, right? Broke that. There's definitely a lot of liquidity in here. So that's all I'm seeing right now. But still, this is a big overall weekly area. So I'm not just going to be go ahead and jump into a sell right off of this 50%. I'm going to wait to see how price reacts in this level. You know, maybe if we get, you know, we got this one last push. So, you know, maybe we get something like this, and then, you know, maybe we start from, oh, here, we do that. So, you know, go up here, you know, break these lows, and then, you know, maybe get a test, or something like that. Maybe come down here before going low. So there is definitely going to expect to see higher prices. You know, maybe we see high get taken out one more time before coming down. So definitely, this is what I'm not projecting. I'm just going to be forecasting price to do based on this overall weekly supply zone, and right back to the dollar of this overall bullishness that I'm looking for on the dollar. As we see, you know, we have this overall another big W within there, W right here. So this is what I'm looking for on that to help me correlate with my sell on EU. And let's go ahead and look at GU now. Take a look. So that's that with EU, my sell bias. Let's go ahead and move over to GU, like I just said, repeating myself. Okay, so on a weekly structure, look at this. Price breaking these lows, breaking these lows. So on a weekly time frame, right? We have mitigated lows, mitigated highs as well. All of these has been mitigated. There's a lot of orders in here on a weekly time frame, and we're testing higher prices at the moment. We haven't broken this overall structure yet, but let's see where we're at. Where prices reacting at. Apologize. Let me go ahead and mark this overall last down to up move. Let's do this because I like this, took out this liquidity from there. Yeah, I'm going to use that as my overall zone at the moment. You know, you still have this as well. Refine that if I really want to refine it. We're fine up there, right? And that's where price tapped into. Okay, so price went perfectly into this weekly overall, this weekly supply zone at the moment, and on its way up, you know, price is left behind areas of demand. You know, this last down to up move, price broke into here. Definitely going to look for this to be tapped into, because I see orders lying below this right here. You know, there's this last down to up candle as well, and two, because we have this big stake, this overall, this huge last down to up move that took out all of this price behind, right? Definitely going to be looking for deeper areas of retracement in here. So I can find one right there. That is a potential area for this sell. I'm gonna also have a sell bias on GU. At the moment, it is a sell to buy move, so it is a counter trend. That's okay. As long as you're managing your risk properly, it's okay to counter trend into a potential future move. So these are areas of interest that I'm going to be looking at for my sell, and potentially to get into for buys on the way up, you know, hopefully reaching for higher prices. But that's that. This is just on a weekly standpoint. Let's go ahead and go to a daily, see if we can do any refinement, see how price has been acting. So we have a breakdown. We have price breaking up. Boom. You have your lows mitigated right here. just put them right there. So overall area, yeah, it's price weight right there. Boom. Okay, beautiful. It's beautiful. So you have these lows that were mitigated. Definitely some liquidity right here as well. Hasn't been mitigated yet. We are in this overall. What time? I'm on 12-hour. Good Lord. Let's go to the 4. Go to the 4 and refine this. This overall supply zone. So definitely have some orders lying above these highs. Gonna draw this out. Oh yeah, definitely a bunch of sell stops, or I'm sorry, stop losses and buy stops right in this area. So I can expect to see price, definitely potentially break these areas of liquidity on the way up. You have a reaction from as prices continually to break down and show us higher prices. You have looks like a little schematic. You have lows being broken for a test to break up, break high, retest that area that it left, or breaking higher. There's a demand area that was left behind, prices broken, retested this smaller, right? Because there's always going to be demand zones inside of demand zones. This smaller demand zone to continue up, definitely it left behind some areas of supply as it was going up, or as it was returning down. I'm sorry. So let's go ahead and delete that overall. All right, let's go ahead and delete that for now. Okay, so on the 4-hour, so you had this and this looks good. There's a big imbalance. Okay, so we do have area of liquidity resting right here, where I'm definitely gonna be looking for price to break this before looking for a sell from our overall weekly supply zone. So I'm gonna be looking for price to break and maybe form schematic in here. Let's see if we can find if there's a clearer area just to look at. It's a little choppy. So on the daily, it's like, yeah. So on the daily, you have this last up candle, which super high. So definitely I'll be looking in there. You also have this imbalance lying in there still right above this liquidity. So I'm definitely just gonna be watching on price acts in this area. If we just get a nice one up move before coming down, that there are lower prices to be mitigated or to be tested as we are looking at these areas of demand. So I'm gonna be looking for some type of schematic in this area. Let's go ahead and go down on a 1-hour real quick. See what price is doing. At the moment, price is breaking down. You can also take a look and see how this area holds up at the moment. I like the way price is breaking down. Could be from that. Take it from this overall. There. So let's do this real quick. So if this area doesn't hold up, look for confirmations as you have, on lower time frames. See if you can find a type of schematic in here to possibly tell you that price is going to go lower. I'm not going to be looking for this area personally because I want to see higher prices just because of this all this liquidity that was sitting back there that is yet to be really broken through. I want to see it. I want to see a really big liquidity grab, especially from a higher time frame standpoint. But at the moment, from this last down move, this last up to down move right here, lines up pretty well with not only where this demand zone is, but where this fib level is. So we have, this is my fib. I use 61%, the 71. Actually, I'll just pull it up for you guys. All right, boom. So 71, 61.8, 79, 27. And these negatives are targets. So down here below these areas, this is, I also think there's liquidity lying here in here because there's these equal lows. If you want to look at this overall area, there's a last down candle right here on the 30-minute, and this is just on the 30-minute time frame. We're still looking for price to be grabbed. Lower prices down here. So this looks all pretty good right now. Even though we're breaking up from a level of demand, if price decides to hold up, you can possibly take sells on these on the way down. Depending on how price reacts, to areas of demand that were left behind on the way going up, right? Oh my goodness, can't even see that. Boom. Okay. So there's a type of schematic that forms in here. If it gets a little bit higher than this fib, these where these main levels are, it's okay. Because there is still this other area of supply that we identified in here. All of these orders lying right here, and up here with this last this move that broke the liquidity. And as we're breaking down, just want to go ahead and mark it up so you guys can see, right? Lows being mitigated. Lows being mitigated. These as well. Now we are starting to slowly grab equal highs on the way up. So this could possibly, from a smaller time frame, let's go ahead and go to an hour. Just look at it, right? In this last, let's go ahead and take this. Where am I at? Ooh, I don't want to do that. Boom. One moment. All right. So this last down to up move, or up to down move on the hour time frame lines up with the fib. So on the lower time frames, you can definitely look for some form of schematic to play out in this area, in this demand area to hold up. If it doesn't hold up, it's okay. Don't enter the trade unless you have all your confluences and all your confirmations. Everything lines up that tells you want to take the trade. If everything lines up well, go ahead and do that. This looks pretty good, but I'm gonna need a little bit more information before I jump in, because one, prices, even though it's still breaking higher, I haven't really seen enough to tell me that price wants to return, price wants to break lower. Right now, we have a very slow push up, and potentially, we could see, because it is only where I'm at, it's only, what is it, 7:40. So it's not even 8 yet. So definitely wait until London opens, and then you could probably see maybe a push for these supply zones before returning higher. So once again, I'm just waiting on the sideline right now on these moves. Let's go ahead and take a look. I don't even know how long we're recording. Anyway, so that's that move at the moment on GU. So you see that, just once again, where we're looking, where we're refined to at the moment. We have we have this overall schematic that's been playing out right now. We have this larger area of interest, right? But at the moment, this could be a move that on a you know, on other time frames, because, you know, you have, I apologize. You have, you know, this last down to up move that is yet to be mitigated. So definitely you can look to target these areas, because, you know, also these areas broke, you know, these areas broke structure. This last down to up move is broke structure of all these orders right here. So I'm gonna point out, guys, everything that you see, you know, all these highs and everything that you're seeing, it may look like I'm repeating myself, but it's because it happens on every time frame. So you can see, you know, the market moves in the same way all the time. So you can see, you know, start to catch on to these things and look for, you know, look for areas and stuff like that. So like having these highs, you know, having these areas of demand, having them return. So you also have a big imbalance in price because this, you know, this, you know, this big push, you know, big up move took out all these orders, right? So there's definitely, you know, also imbalance in that area. So if we do get some type of schematic in these areas, for me to be able to take a sell, these are the areas I'm definitely going to be targeting. And also any areas, you know, on lower time frames. For example, on any lower time frames that leave areas. So if I'm, you know, taking, you know, as we're going up, any areas that leave demand behind, those can all be targets for potential sells in these areas, and also, you know, structure points. You know, if you want to take it, if I'm taking a sell here, you know, maybe take a structure point right here. You know, yes, there's a demand zone, but there's also structure right there. So partial, you know, maybe take a partial right here as well and look for targets, you know, maybe in my overall fib. If this fib level does hold up, you know, maybe look for the 27%, negative 27, negative 61.8, and these line up well with these last down to up moves, these levels of demand. So all of this is looking really good right now. But one more time, I'm going to be needing just a little bit more information. Let's go ahead and I'll do another one. What's over right now? Go look at GJ. Have not traded yen pairs like that, really, even though it's in my watch list. This is just personally for markups for you guys, and looking at markets, you know, maybe for back testing, stuff like that. I have my main watch list right here, just boiled down to a few pairs that I'm, you know, I like correlating with the dollar, and I like the price action on these pairs. So these are what I mainly trade, and I'm trading these this week for FTMO. I just got my FTMO account, the challenge, so I'm going to be trading on that this week. So these markups are, you know, also potential moves that I'm going to be looking for myself on the challenge. So, but this watch list right here is just strictly for you guys. Just, you know, there are people that trade more than, you know, a finite amount of pairs. I used to trade multiple pairs. My watch list used to be literally like almost every pair, every Aussie pair, every Euro pair, every pound pair, every US dollar pair, like New Zealand, you name it. I had every pair on there. And in the beginning, it's okay. You know, it's good to explore other markets and see how, you know, price action moves in those other markets. And, you know, you'll be able to find, maybe you'll be able to find similarities in other markets. And it's just really good overall, just be able to look and see how price moves, to be able to train your eyes to see certain things. You know, you start to see structure points being made, you know, higher highs, higher lows and stuff like that. And you see it on, you know, once again, you guys see it on all time frames, right? You see it on, you know, you see it on the daily, you see it on the 4 hour. So, you know, just being able to look at all those markets, it really just helps train your eyes. So let's go ahead and go into this overall analysis on GJ. Get some water. All right. So on the weekly, it looks kind of sloppy right now. Now let's go ahead. So boom. We had all of these orders, all these sell orders lying here, finally be broken. You know, all these orders that were taken. Hopefully these people secure profits. On the way up, let's see, we have a few areas that can possibly be points of interest. Let's go ahead and look. We got this last down to up move that broke structure right here. Also, if you want to use, go ahead and use this overall structure. See if it came down from here. All these highs got mitigated. Right. This last down move took out liquidity. Price is now broken above this last down to up move on a weekly time frame. You know, and within, you know, so we have this 50%. We have also this the last down to up move right there. This last down to up move as well. This one looks like it was mitigated pretty well. But I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it there just in case, just to see how price reacts in this level. And, you know, on the way up, we definitely have, you know, also areas of interest. This, you know, these imbalances being formed. Prices not worked in this area yet. Excuse me. So these are areas that definitely be targets for potential buys. Now, where we are, sorry, I'm not done refining. So where we are currently on GJ from a weekly view, we have this higher time frame supply be tapped into, right? This last up to down move on a weekly, it was mitigated down, price breaking lower and lower from there, tested this supply zone, and that's where we are again. So prices reacted to this level, you know, while we're leaving areas behind. So at the moment, I'm going to be starting to form a sell bias just because we are in this overall higher time frame supply zone, right? And as you see, you know, we have price at the moment. Let's look on a daily time frame. Go ahead and use that. We have this last down to up move, right? Last down to up move. So you guys see it happens on all time frames. I'm gonna go ahead and refine this one. Let's go ahead and start to refine a couple and see. Let's look on the way up. So as we're breaking up, we break this high, right? Maybe price gets definitely, you know, on the daily time frame. These are areas that have not yet been mitigated yet. So these are all points of interest that I can take into for, you know, for my sell bias. You know, if I do have a schematic play out, I can be targeting these areas. We have this last down up move as well, right? These are all potential areas for me to be targeting. This is just on the daily. And so we've broken structure. Let's go ahead and start forming out, you know, maybe possible schematic. Highs mitigated, taken out. We have lows sitting right here. I'm gonna let's go ahead and use this overall area at the moment, and possibly, you know, if we can see another one. Let's see how this structure holds up. So this is our last down. This is our last up to down move, right? So I'm definitely gonna need more confluence on a sell. I'm not ready yet, just to go ahead and jump into. But on this last overall push to the upside, into this tapping into the supply zone, if price decides to, okay, let's go ahead and look at this. Let's go ahead and take a look real quick. I'm sorry, I'm gonna sidetrack, but I see this. All right. So inside this overall, this last up to down, this up move, you know, we're creating areas, points of interest. You also have your, you can use this as your last down move as well. From that wick, this price broke these lows, right? These lows right here, even though these are wicks, there's orders in here, there's price action that, you know, looks like this and stuff like that. So this wicked out, this last big move, created equal highs right here. And also, if you want to, we can refine just a little bit more. Go ahead and do that. No. And you know, also, so you just have this overall area that you can look at. So you have imbalance in here. You have this last up to down candle. But at the moment, so price is broken below this last up to down move. So right now, what I want to see to be able to look into even more of a to confirm my sell, I want to see this overall move be broke to show me that price wants to make lower, you know, price wants to go lower and, you know, possibly tap into another, you know, level down here. And then, you know, we can potentially catch a move on the retracement of, you know, the price showing that it wants to go lower, you know, catch a retracement off a supply zone. Or, you know, when, if you want to tap it in with a fib, right? So we have this last up candle, this last, and then you have this overall swing, right? You have this down move that lines up. So you can look for prices here, but that's not enough for me. Once again, I want to see this overall price be broken. So let's go ahead and go to a lower time frame. So right, you can see that price is broken this last up move and leaving behind. Once again, you know, you see these everywhere. Areas, supply and demand, right? So this move is valid for me now to possibly look for sells after refining this. Definitely, you know, if you want to look at it like that, you know, you can from here, we could potentially see, you know, something like this, maybe a schematic form, and then, you know, sign of weakness or something like that. Tap into this overall area, you know, maybe one more time before going down and trading lower. So that's something I definitely looking for just in this area at the moment. You know, having okay, go in line, right? We have highs mitigated, and we have, you know, we have structure points showing us that price wants to go down. And, you know, if we do start seeing price to break down, any of these areas left behind, let's do that, right? Any of these areas left behind can also be in for potential sells. So you can also look for that as price is breaking down, because price is breaking, you know, it's breaking structure lower and it's going to be leaving orders that need to be filled. So you can start to see stuff like that, right? On the way down. So these moves are not, you know, once price gets in here, it's one move and done. There's multiple moves within your point of interest. And it all depends on your risk management. You know, if you catch, you know, 10 pips, and, you know, using the right lot size and you catch, you know, good amount of pips and you manage your risk, even if you use a one lot, a small move can get you a great return, you know, within these moves, even though it's on a higher time frame. So just being able to manage and partial on the way, you don't always have to look for the big swing, right? Because even though, you know, we have these points of interest that we want, you know, we can potentially see price coming to, it's not always going to come to that, because the market just doesn't do what we want to all the time. So it's not always, don't always get locked in on that, right? But just know that it's always there. So, but once again, you know, we have these areas that can be mitigated, and you can get in a move right here. You can get in this sell, right? If this, you know, this low gets taken out, you can get in right there on that retracement. Boom, breaks another structure, right? Get in another sell. And as long as you're managing your risk on the way, right? Managing your risk, targeting structure, and even, you know, say if there's on the lower time frame, right? You know, on the lower time frames within the overall moves, you're going to see, you know, you're going to see this, right? That's ugly. Okay, you're going to see that. Well, these are also, you know, these are also all structure points. So these areas, you know, on the way down, or, you know, as, you know, price makes its way up, if you want, you can always look to take partials on those areas. So just be aware of that, you know. So if you know, you're taking a sell here, right? If you took the sell right here, you know, you look to be partialing, say if the structure was right here, right? Partial at, you know, structure right here, you know, with your stop above this high, maybe, you know, if it's refined more in there. And if you want to do another one, let's see, say if you sold from up here, you know, have your stop above there, and you're partialing, you know, this structure, this structure, this structure. And, you know, as we see on higher time frames, right, we can be partialing structures right here. Let me go ahead and delete a few of these, like 4 of them, right? So you can, on a higher time frame, you can partial this structure, you know. So there's definitely, there's targets everywhere. So as long as you're managing your risk, you have your points of interest in line, you're gonna be all right. There's multiple moves to be made, and along the way too, right? Along the way too, you know, you can, with proper risk management, you can look for counter trend moves. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete all of that, right? So go and delete all of that. So as price is making its move down, so maybe you get in a sell and you catch your 20 pips, right? But you see another setup, you know, you understand that, you know, there's other levels that need to be mitigated before, you know, just falling out of the sky, or, you know, skyrocketing to the moon, or whatever you guys whatever you say, to the moon. So there's always going to be levels that still need to be mitigated. So even if you're taking a sell from here, you know, maybe you can catch a buy, you know, using proper risk management. You know, if there's a schematic, or you guys, you have certain indicators that you use that are telling you price is going to, you know, maybe tap in to another area of supply before, you know, overall continuing down. If you have a bullish bias, or a bearish bias, like I do, because I saw this, I have an overall bearish bias on GJ. So confirming with that bearish bias, you know, knowing that, you know, price is gonna make lower highs, lower lows. So as it makes this, you know, move up, you know, maybe catch us buy in this area, you know, before continuing down. Doesn't have to be, you know, a big catch. You know, it can be just like, you know, something 10, 15 pips, you know, targeting structure on lower time frames. Let's see, 2 hour, you know, you can target up here, these points right here, stuff like that, or on the way down, you know, whatever areas that price leaves behind. So there's always going to be moves to be caught on both sides of the market, as long as you're managing your risk properly. Because say, you know, for instance, excuse me, right? So let's go look another pair. So though this chart looks super bearish, right? There's always levels, you know, there's always moves to the other side. As long as you know where you're entering and you have potential areas of interest, you're always going to be able to take both sides of the market. You know, so even though, you know, right now, you can see this. This might not hold, right? Demand. Have this level of demand. You have this breakup in price. You know, it looks like a little schematic, forming out, taking out some highs, tapping into, right? So even though you're on a sell, maybe this area, right? Maybe this area was a part of a larger time frame that was playing out. So this is how you see where using all of your timeframes, using these higher timeframes to really formulate a bias and a pinpoint area of where you want to get into the market is really important. So look, you know, looks bearish, right? But overall in price, we were, you know, there's lows that have yet to be broken. So you can say, you know, overall, maybe this is a bullish chart because there's these lows, right? You have a low, high, a low, a high, right? What we can look for, this didn't really break, but you still have a high. So, you know, it could be bullish in this area while you're catching these down moves. So you know, like I'm saying, these counter trend moves, you can buy, maybe you can buy from here in this area, you know, with something refined. You know, we see price wicked in, looks well, you know, about the 50% area. If you just want to take a look, let's go and take a look real quick. 50. So it looks like it just wicking right about there. So that's good. You know, price is breaking structure. Looks like it's, you know, left behind another demand area. So, you know, there's definitely possibility that you can catch a buy in this. And where would you be targeting? You know, maybe areas of supply that were left behind. You know, you have also as well, maybe this got mitigated. Yeah, looks like it got mitigated pretty good. But you know, there is still structure that can be taken. And even on, go in the 4 hour. Oh, this looks beautiful. Look at this big drop. And now we're steadying in price. If you want to refine it a little bit more, down to up, move. I'm sorry, on our template. Right, so there's our demand point. Let's go, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this one because we know where we are. And let me do it. All right, cool. No, what was I just on? UCAT, it's saved. Cool. All right, 4 hour. What did I just do? All right, so we have this, you know, we still look very bullish or bearish, right? On these lower time frames, but all this bearishness could be set up for this overall higher time frame bullishness. So where can you possibly target? You know, say if a schematic plays out, you can definitely target these highs. Expect these highs to be taken because there are orders sitting right here. It looks like on the 4 hour. Let's go ahead and take a look. Use this last up move. So that got tapped into. So that's cool. But definitely, there are orders lying above here. I'm gonna look in this area that we marked. You can refine that, right, to a point of interest that we can buy up to, right? Buy up to possibly continue to sell, because even though it'll break these highs, right, on a higher time frame, there is still bearish structure. You have a high, lower low, lower low, lower high, right? So we can definitely see that playing out. So all in all, you guys can see that these moves happen in the market literally all the time. Just how you manage your risk. If you can do that, you can be able to catch these counter trend moves on any time frame. I don't know where my drawings just went, but like, you know, we saw, we refined from a weekly, right, on this, on just, and on all the pairs that we looked at. We refined from a weekly point of interest, right? And then we go down to our daily, refine some more, understanding that this weekly area got mitigated. I don't want to open that. I want to open Word, excuse me. And on the way, leaving areas of demand behind. And as we saw on, you know, there's also still areas that need to be tapped into of supply before continuing lower on this bearish move. I'm sorry, excuse me. So you can buy to sell, and like on GU, even though I'm looking to sell at the moment, I have areas of demand that I'm looking for price to be mitigated to possibly continue to buy up, to sell to whatever area of supply that is left behind if price wants to continue lower. And you sell it on that, on EU and GU as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recording, this little markup that I did. I know it was only a few pairs, but there was a few, you know, things that I touched on that hopefully, if you guys are having a hard time to understand the market, or if you guys are, you know, understanding the market, but, you know, just have a few screws that need to be loosened up. I hope, you know, maybe those screws are tightened with this video. So next time, I'll be doing the same thing next week on Sunday. And I guess throughout the week, I'll also update on my FTMO account, let you guys know how those trades are going, and show you some of the trades that maybe I got into that I didn't show you setups for. So we'll take a look at that all next time. Appreciate it.